Look at the debris in that. Look at that. Goodness gracious. This will be a day that will go down in state history. And all you can do is pray for those people.
When it was over with, immediately people started streaming in. People, it was bloody and stuff like that. People were crying. It was horrible.
I grew up here. I was baptized here, but it'll be back and we'll be better and we'll be okay.
We know it's going to be a while, but we're going to come back, and the building's gone, but the church is here, and we're going to love each other and hug on each other and help each other, and we'll go through this.
The tornadoes that swept through Alabama April 27th left behind an unprecedented path of destruction. 42 of Alabama's 67 counties have been declared federal disaster areas. Relief efforts are taking place in 29 Alabama Baptist associations. Large population centers and small rural towns across Alabama have been changed forever. 7 Alabama Baptist churches had buildings destroyed, and more than 40 experienced damage in some way. In the days following one of our nation's most devastating natural disasters, Southern Baptists have reached out like never before to provide relief, comfort, encouragement, and most of all, hope.
It shows you that people care, and it gives you faith that everything, with people helping and people pulling together, everything will work out.
Within hours of the storms, chainsaw crews were cutting paths in rural areas to clear the way for emergency personnel. The morning after the storm, the Incident Command Center and phone bank were set up in the Baptist Building in Montgomery to manage the crisis, with 15 other on-site command centers set up eventually in disaster zones. State missionaries, directors of missions, chaplains, and other volunteers immediately took to the road to begin making damage assessments and lend a listening ear and compassionate touch to victims.
We'd love to have prayer for you. I sure would appreciate it. I sure would appreciate it. Can we do that?
Since April 27th, thousands of trained and credentialed disaster relief volunteers have been deployed from associations and churches across Alabama, along with 12 other state conventions. Chainsaw teams have completed more than 1,200 jobs, helping tornado victims begin putting the pieces of their lives back together.
Hi there. How are you?
Volunteers have prepared more than 230,000 meals for victims, emergency personnel, volunteer workers, and others. 9 mass feeding units from several Alabama associations, as well as other states, have been put into service, including the 53-foot State Feeding and Communications Unit, deployed for several weeks to the Rainsville area. 30 shower units with volunteers have been quietly working behind the scenes, not only providing facilities for much-appreciated hot showers, but also running more than 1,500 loads of laundry. Multiple communications teams have been at work from early on, ensuring that lines of communication remained open even when phone lines were down and power was out. A temporary child care unit, a ministry of Alabama WMU, was set up in Rainsville to assist parents as they met with FEMA and took care of other needs, and a child crisis response team has ministered to children as they return to school in Phil Campbell and Hackleburg. And of course, chaplains, more than 150 of them, have been reaching out to the hurting, listening to their stories and praying with them. Our chaplains have made at least 5,500 contacts, and more than 50 professions of faith have been recorded. In addition, churches and associations across the state have ministered in countless ways by collecting food, clothing, and other items and becoming drop-off centers or distribution points, forming cleanup or feeding teams, serving as disaster relief staging areas, housing and feeding volunteers, and on and on.
They have stepped up to the plate. They have helped their neighbors. They've helped their church members. They've done everything that you think a Alabama Baptist would do in a time of disaster. Neighbor helping neighbor, family helping family, just a great response for one of the worst disasters that's ever hit this state.
You can still help in this effort by praying for the victims and for the volunteers, by giving to the Alabama Baptist Disaster Relief Fund, knowing that 100% of your gift goes to disaster relief, and by serving through your donations and your cleanup efforts.
Alabama Baptist, your gifts through the cooperative program, your gifts to disaster relief make a difference, and we want you to know we're together and we can be on mission with the Great Commission if we work together. God bless.
Without you guys, I don't know what we would have done. You know, it's just the water and the ice alone, let alone the meals, you know, that y'all provided.
When you get someone to come and say, hey, I just want to bless you and get this job done for you, man, that's awesome.
Y'all have done so much for me. You really have. So much. Yeah, I have. Yeah, and I thank you. Lord knows I thank you. I thank you.